Some breaking news out of Government Plaza at this hour. Less than 2 hours ago, a judge sentenced John DeBlase to death by lethal injection.
DeBlase tortured and killed his 2 young children, Natalie and Chase DeBlase, back in 2010.
Fox 10 News reporter Katie Weiss was in the courtroom when that sentence was announced. Katie, the jury recommended the death penalty right after DeBlase was convicted in November.
Yes, that's right, Bob Lanise. After finding him guilty for the death of his 2 young children, the jury then recommended that John DeBlase be put to death, and today a judge agreed with that recommendation. Now, the sentencing hearing lasted for a little over an hour here at Government Plaza. DeBlase's defense attorney argued against the death penalty, citing the convicted killer had no criminal history prior to this crime. But the judge said the facts that the children had clearly been abused and tortured leading up to their death caused him to agree with the jury's recommendation for the death penalty. Now, in the trial, John DeBlase never testified, but today in court he did have a few words to say. He said, quote, "I'm not going to beg for mercy. I'm going to ask for mercy. I'm going to ask you to save my life. I loved my kids," end quote. Now, I asked DeBlase's father today what he thought of his son speaking in court.
We've had the losses of grandchildren. We've got the loss of our son now. The bad thing about it is in Alabama, that grandparents still don't have any rights.
In your mind, there really are no winners today, is that?
There are no winners, just losers.
Were you able to pass a message to your son?
No.
Were you happy to see your son say something today in court?
No comment.
I think the evidence tells the story in that there was just so much evidence of how heinous, atrocious, and cruel these acts were. I think it's very clear that the judge said that those, the aggravating circumstances, heinous, atrocious, and cruel, and all of the things that happened to these children very much outweighed any mitigating factors in this case.
Now, in my hand, I'm holding the official sentencing order that was issued by the judge today here at Government Plaza. It says that he will be put to death by lethal injection and that a date for that death will be set by a Supreme Court. Now, as far as DeBlase's common-law wife, Heather Keaton, she is set for a trial later this spring, and she could also be put to death. Reporting live in Government Plaza, I'm Katie Weiss for Fox 10 News.